Tonight's story is about a window that started showing me someone who wasn't there. At first, it was just a reflection. And it wasn't looking at the street anymore. It was looking at me. Story 1. The reflection that didn't blink. I live on the 4th floor of an old brick building downtown. I work from home, so I spend a lot of time at the desk in front of it. One evening last fall, I was on a call, staring out while the client talked. My reflection was faint against the darkening glass. I noticed my eyes looked tired. Then I noticed they weren't moving. I blinked. The reflection didn't. It just stared back steady, unblinking. I laughed. Trick of the light, I waved. The reflection waved back, but half a second late. Like lag. I ended the call early, stood closer to the glass, blinked again. This time the reflection blinked, but slower, deliberate, like it was choosing when to copy me. In the picture, my reflection was looking straight at the camera, but I had been looking down at the screen when I snapped it. I stopped sitting near the window after dark, moved my desk to the kitchen, but the next night I walked past the living room and saw the reflection standing there alone. No me in front of it, just the shape of me, arms at sides, facing outward, waiting. I turned on the light. The reflection vanished. I turned it off. It was back. I started covering the window with a sheet. Every morning, the sheet was on the floor. The reflection was back closer to the glass now, forehead almost touching the pane from the inside. I bought blackout curtains, hung them. That night, I heard tapping, soft, from the other side of the fabric, like fingernails. Not angry, patient, testing. I pulled the curtain aside an inch. The reflection was there, standing so close the nose, almost flattened against the glass. Eyes locked on mine. It smiled, my smile, but wider, too wide. I closed the curtain fast. The tapping stopped. The next day, I taped cardboard over the window, solid, no gaps. That night, the tapping came again, louder, from inside the cardboard, like something trying to push through from the other side. I ripped it down. The glass was clean, but my reflection was standing there inside the room now, not on the glass. In the glass, arms folded, watching me. I haven't looked out that window since. I keep the curtains closed, lights on, but sometimes, late at night, I catch a glimpse in the corner of my eye, a shape in the dark fabric, waiting, and I know if I pull the curtain back, it won't be a reflection anymore. It'll be standing there, smiling, with my face, and it won't blink until I do. Tonight's story is about a window that showed me a different street, same buildings, same trees, but one person was missing, me, and the street kept going on without me. I live on the 2nd floor of a quiet apartment block. I've stared out that window for years. Same view, same rhythm. One October evening, I was brushing my teeth, glancing outside. The street looked normal. Then I noticed something off. I blinked. It was still on, but the neighbor's car was gone, usually parked there by 6 p.m. I leaned closer. The maple leaves were moving wine. I couldn't feel inside. A woman walked past the houses. Same coat she wears every evening. But she didn't look up at my window like she normally does. She just kept walking. Porch light off again. I thought I imagined it. The next night I watched on purpose. At 6:45, the woman appeared, same coat, same pace. But this time, she stopped under the street lamp, looked up, not at me, at something above my window. But I wasn't brushing anymore. I had finished. I stepped back. The reflection kept brushing, slow circles. Then it stopped, looked straight at me, not through the glass. The reflection was gone. The street was normal. Woman walking. Car parked, porch light off, then stayed dark. I took a photo of the view. In the picture, the street looked exactly like it did outside, except there was no reflection of me in the glass, just empty window. And in the background, barely visible, a figure standing in my bedroom doorway, watching the street. I don't look out that window anymore, but sometimes, late at night, I hear footsteps on the sidewalk below. Slow, familiar, the same pace I used to walk. And I wonder if the street still remembers me. Tonight's story is about a window that started showing me things I hadn't done yet. A hand reaching for the latch, a face pressed close, and every time I checked, the curtain was still closed, until it wasn't. Story 3, the hand that reached first. My apartment is on the 3rd floor. The bedroom window faces a narrow alley, no streetlights, just the glow from other units. I keep the curtain half drawn. Enough light to see, enough privacy to sleep. One night in early winter, I woke up around 2 a.m. to a soft tapping. Not loud, just persistent, like a fingernail on glass. I lay still, listening. Tap, pap, pause, tap, tap. It was coming from the window. I sat up slowly. The curtain was still drawn. No silhouette. No movement outside. I reached over and pulled the fabric aside an inch. There was a hand on the other side of the glass, palm flat, long nails, no sleeve visible, just the hand. I froze. The hand didn't move, didn't tap again, just stayed there, like it was waiting for me to finish looking. I let the curtain fall back, heart slamming, sat in the dark for 20 minutes. No more tapping. I told myself it was a dream, went back to sleep. The next night, I woke at the same time. I just listened. Tap, pause, tap, tap, then silence. I stayed awake until dawn. No more sound. The 3rd night, I set my phone to record the window, left the curtain closed, went to bed. In the morning, I watched the footage. At 2:03 a.m., the curtain twitched. Just once, like something brushed it from the inside. Then nothing. The rest of the night, still fabric. No hand, no capping. But when I played it back in slow motion, I saw it. A faint outline under the curtain. Fingers, 5 of them, pressing gently from the bedroom side, trying to part the fabric. Boarded the window with cardboard. Slept on the couch. The next night at 2 a.m., I heard the tapping again. From the boarded window. Slow, patient, like fingernails scraping wood. And a soft push. The cardboard flexed inward. Just a little. I moved the couch farther away. Turned on every light. The tapping stopped. But the next morning, the cardboard was still in place. Except now there was a handprint on the inside. 5 fingers. Pressed so hard the cardboard bowed outward. Like something had been trying to get in. No, like something had been trying to get out. I haven't slept in that apartment since. I stay with a friend. I don't go back. But sometimes, when I'm in a new place, I catch myself staring at a window, waiting for the tapping. And I wonder if the hand is still there, waiting for me to pull the curtain aside, so it can finally reach through. Tonight's story is about a window that showed me my own face staring back, but I was standing behind it, pressed to the glass, waiting for the person inside to notice. And the person inside was me. Story 4, the face that matched mine. I live alone in a small house on the edge of the city. The kitchen window looks out over the backyard fence, grass, a single maple tree. Nothing special. I never close the blinds. I like seeing the moon when I wash dishes. One night in late winter, I was rinsing a plate, looked up. My reflection was there in the dark glass, same messy hair, same tired eyes. But something was wrong. The reflection wasn't moving with me. I tilted my head. It stayed still, just watching. I set the plate down, raised my hand slowly. The reflection didn't raise its hand. It just smiled. Small, tight, not my smile. I stepped back. The reflection stayed at the window, leaned forward, pressed its forehead to the glass from the outside. Eyes locked on mine. Then it mouthed something. No sound, just the shape of words. I read the lips. Let me in. I turned off the kitchen light. The reflection vanished. I stood in the dark for a long time, heart hammering. Told myself it was exhaustion. Reflection tricks. The next night, I avoided the kitchen. Ate in the living room. But around 10 p.m., I heard tapping, soft, from the kitchen window. I walked to the doorway. The room was empty. Moonlight on the floor. I stepped closer. There it was again, my face. But the expression was different. Hungrier. It tapped again. 5 fingers. Slow, patient, I backed away, closed the kitchen door, locked it, slept on the couch with all the lights on. The tapping stopped. But the next morning, when I opened the kitchen door, the window was clean. No smudges, no prints, except one thing. On the inside of the glass my side, there was a faint handprint. 5 fingers, pressed from the inside, like someone had been standing in my kitchen, looking out. I covered the window with newspaper, taped it tight. That night, the tapping came back. From inside the newspaper. Slow, insistent, then a soft push. The paper bowed inward. I ripped it down. The glass was clear, but my reflection was there again, standing in the kitchen, arms at sides, staring at me. I keep the kitchen light off, eat in the living room, or if the person inside is already gone, and the one looking back at me now is the one who got in.